Hey everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. Well, guys, today I'm back with another interesting session in which I'm going to tell you how long will it take for you to become fluent in English. Yes, you heard it right, guys. We all want to know an answer to this question. How long will it take for me to get fluent in English? So today I'm going to answer this question in a very practical way so that you will be able to understand what are the steps involved in it and how you can come up with your goal of becoming fluent in English and what you can include in it. Okay, so stay tuned, watch the complete video and stay connected. But before starting this session, if you haven't subscribed my channel, guys, quickly subscribe my channel. There's no harm in subscribing. Come on. Like and share my videos. Do write your comments in comment section and don't forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time free of cost. Let's dig in. So the $1,000,000 question is, how long will it take for me to get fluent in English? Right? You might want to know whether I can get fluent in 6 months, whether I can get fluent in 3 months, whether I can get fluent in 1 month or a year. So we all want to know this. I'm going to divide this topic and I'm going to let you decide how much time will it take for you to get fluent. Right? So I'm making things very easier for you. I'm decoding the whole mystery for you so that it's easier for you to understand and come up with a figure in mind that, okay, fine, for me it will take 3 months, for me it will take 1 month, or for me it might take a year to get fluent. Okay, so the parameter number 1 by which you can judge yourself is, what is your level? Okay, so we have divided the level into 3 categories, which is beginner, intermediate and advanced. Now, coming to the beginner level, if you are a beginner, definitely you have to start from scratch, right? Start from the very basics of the language. You have to put in a lot of efforts to get to the intermediate level and then next to the advanced level till you become fluent in English. In the same way, if you are in intermediate level, so you are a little privileged, right, over a beginner. You don't have to start everything from scratch. I guess in the intermediate level, you have to come up with advanced vocabulary, advanced speaking practices, and you have to actually start speaking with people so as to gain confidence and fluency in English. So that duration will be a shorter duration. If you practice it every day, definitely you are going to get fluent very easily. Okay, so intermediate level is something which is very close. You are very close to your fluency. And advanced, of course, you are at an advanced level. So you have to be consistent enough. You have to speak the language often so that you don't forget things, right? And you have to make an effort to improvise on your language or on your communication skills, right? The way you speak, the way you use the words, the way you express your ideas, right? So you have to just try to improvise in every single thing. So of course, at every level there's a different challenge and the time to get fluent will vary. Okay, if you're at a beginner level, you have to think that it will take time for you to get fluent, right? Intermediate, of course, you're very close to fluency, and at advanced level you are there, but you just need to improvise on stuffs and keep on speaking just to retain everything, just to get better every single day. So at every level, the time duration will be different. Okay, so this is the first parameter on which you can judge how long it can take for you to get fluent in English. Okay, maybe at the beginner level, it might take 6 months, right? 8 months, a year, depending on a lot of other factors which I am going to speak. So that is why I am not saying what time it's going to take. Okay, because it depends on the other parameters also. So coming to the second parameter, which is how much time you're putting in. This is very important. Now, some people are very busy. They have to go to office, they have to go to school or college, and then they have to come back and they have to finish their homework, or they have other tasks to do. and then they get tired and they want to sleep, so they don't get time. So probably they are putting in 10 minutes every day or 20 minutes every day, and somebody is putting an hour every day or 2 hours every day they are dedicating to learning English. So right, if somebody is putting 2 hours every day or 1 hour every day to learn this language, of course that person has a lot more potential to grow in that field, or to grow, or to get fluent, right, or to get better and better every single day. So this is another parameter which is very important, apart from which level you are in. If you are at a beginner level and you are putting in 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour every single day, and somebody is at an intermediate stage and that person is putting only 15 to 20 minutes every day, so definitely it might happen that the beginner can achieve fluency in lesser time than the intermediate person. So there are lots of other parameters which I'm going to talk about, and if you combine everything, then you can come up with the duration, like how much time will it take for me to get fluent. So this is another thing, how much time you are putting in. And this is very important, guys. If you want to learn to speak English at the earliest or very quickly, or if you're preparing for an interview, or if you're preparing for an entrance exam, or preparing to go abroad, of course you have limited time. So you have to put in maximum effort to get maximum benefit, or to get maximum output. Okay, if you're dedicating 1 hour, 2 hours every day to this language, then definitely your journey is going to be easy and quick, rather than putting in 10 minutes or 15 or 20 minutes every single day. Okay, so this is another factor. Third one is, which is another important parameter, which is how do you practice? The way you practice, or your practice methods, or the methodology or the strategy you adopt to practice English. How do you practice? This is very important. Now, if somebody is just listening every day or just reading every day, the person is not putting in effort to speak, then definitely that person will take a lot more time to get fluent in English. But if you're practicing everything simultaneously, like reading, listening, and speaking, you're practicing simultaneously, then definitely you're going to get fluent in lesser time, because you're combining everything, you are utilizing everything. Right? It is very important to do things simultaneously. And I've told you a shortcut also, a very interesting way also. Whatever you are reading, try to summarize it in English. When you summarize it, you have to speak on your own, right? So that is one thing. When you're listening to any stuff, after listening that, again, summarize it or talk about what you have heard, right? So that is another thing. When you are watching anything, any movie or any episodes or anything, you can just speak about it. And if you have faced difficulty in speaking, what you can do is, while listening, watching or reading, you can just jot down the main points or ideas. So that is another interesting way of retaining or recalling things. So you can jot down the ideas, and while speaking, you can just take the help of those ideas and you can speak on it. So this is how you practice. So if you are practicing in this way, then definitely your journey is going to get easier and quicker. It will be short. I mean, you will achieve fluency in lesser time. But if you're not following everything simultaneously, one day you are listening, another day you are, reading, another day you are watching something, another day you are speaking. So then, it will take time. That, of course, that method is also correct. I can't say that is wrong, but your journey will take time. You will get fluent in a longer duration of time. Okay, so that is one thing. So how you practice also matters. Okay, so this is another parameter. Fourth one is what initiatives you are taking, or what initiatives you have taken. This is another very important thing, guys, and we all forget this in our speaking journey. Now, what do you mean by initiatives? If you watch all my videos, you must know, or you might remember that I always speak about grabbing opportunities to speak. You have to be confident, you have to be bold enough to go and grab opportunities to speak without thinking whether it will be a disaster or people will laugh at you. You have to just grab opportunities where you can speak. That is what initiative means. Now, what kind of initiatives? I'll tell you. You can start with mirror talk, you can start with vlogging, you can start with self talks, you can start with calling up a food chain and ordering food over phone, not online. So that you can do, booking an appointment with a doctor or a hotel or a restaurant or a salon or anywhere else. Start taking these initiatives. Go to the restaurant and order in English. Review the food in English. Talk to the waiter in English. What you want to order, right? So start taking these initiatives. Go and speak to the doctor about your health issues. So all these things, start taking small initiatives. Start initiating small talks with people. If you meet somebody, just greet them at least. Hi, how are you? How are you doing? 3-4 sentences you can speak. So start taking initiatives, right? Start answering questions which is very much spoken in a conversation, like how are you, what do you do, where are you going, what are your plans. A lot many such questions which you can start practicing on your own, and when you meet people, you can just start initiating a small talk on these topics. Okay, you can make a group on Facebook, on WhatsApp with your friends or family members, whoever is interested in speaking in English or learning to speak in English. Make a group, start talking to them over video call, over a normal call, over a chat, whatever you are comfortable with. Join groups, communities, whichever is possible for you. Another thing is, start hosting an event, a birthday party, a small game in your school, college, at home, right? Go to social media, start posting your status, thoughts. What do you feel about any particular thing which is happening in the country or which is happening around? You can just post your thoughts there, your status there, right? Get involved in discussion. So by writing also, you will be able to gain a command over the language, and writing will help you in speaking as well. If you start writing, you will have a command over the language which will help you to speak as well. You will be able to speak then. Okay, so start taking these initiatives. If you start taking these initiatives, definitely you're going to get fluent in lesser time. So whatever initiatives you are taking to speak, to share your thoughts, to put your thoughts across, it will be much easier for you to become confident and fluent in English. So take initiatives. And the last and the most important parameter is, how often do you speak English? Now, what we do is, when we practice English, we speak in English, but after that we forget. We don't speak in English. So that will not help us. If you're a beginner or an intermediate or an advanced, you have to speak in English. If you're in office, if you're in college, if you are at a place, a school or any other workplace, try to make sure that you speak in English during meetings, conferences, or when you are talking to your seniors or managers, or probably your team as well. During the meetings, 3-4 times a day you will have a meeting, right? You take that initiative that you will speak in English with everyone. So how often do you speak in English also matters. In college also, you can take that initiative, right? During the class, you have to speak in English. You have whatever you have questions, whatever you want to talk to other people about, start speaking in English. During lunch breaks, probably you can talk in Hindi or your mother tongue. So this is how you have to start speaking in English. How often you speak in English also matters. If today you have spoken in English and after 2 days again you are speaking to people in English, then it will not help, right? So you have to make sure when you have to speak, or for how much duration you have to speak in English. You have to increase that duration. You have to increase the time limit. Or if today you have not spoken in English, come back home, start speaking in English about the whole day. Try to speak in English. Take initiatives by yourself. Call a friend and start speaking to him in English or her in English, right? Whoever is interested to speak to you in English, start speaking, guys. So how often you speak in English does matter. So you have to give time. You have to speak in English. And you're fortunate enough that your office has that English is spoken in your office. English is spoken at colleges, English is spoken at schools. It's you who has to decide when you can speak in English. So do that. So guys, these are the 5 parameters I've spoken which will decide how early or how long will it take for you to get fluent in English. You have to analyze it on your own. According to each parameter, you have to decide which stage are you in, right? So you have to decide and you have to come up with a strategy which will help you to make your journey easier and quicker, and so that you can learn English or learn to speak in English in lesser time and easily, in an interesting way, right? Don't just make sure that you have to speak in English, you have to learn to speak in English whatever it takes. It's not like that. You have to make it interesting also, you have to make it easy also, you have to make yourself comfortable also learning this language. Okay, don't push your limits. Pushing yourself into something will not help. You have to analyze everything. You have to come up with a foolproof plan or strategy considering these parameters which I have just spoken, and you can decide on how long will it take to get fluent in English. Okay, it is a long journey. It will take time, guys. Relax. Don't hurry to reach the goal. It is a process. It will take time and there is no full stop. Like today, if I say I can speak English, but I still have a lot to learn, and I can still improvise on it. So there's no limit. Okay, so don't push yourself, don't hurry up, take your time, but include everything which I've spoken in your strategy or your plan, and it is really going to help you to become a decent or a good English speaker or a good communicator in English. Take it from me. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching, and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.